This flight is part of Racheal Kaur Jagjit Singh's daily giant commute. 5 days a week, she travels over 600 kilometres between home and work. Racheal's day starts well before dawn in the Malaysian state of Penang. She needs to make it to Kuala Lumpur by 9 a.m. for work.
I work in Kuala Lumpur. I don't take the bus or drive to work. I actually fly to KL every day. And actually we are headed to the airport right now.
Usually I'm up around 4:10, 4:15 at the latest. And then I'm showered, dressed, and I leave my home by 5. And then I take a slow drive to the airport. Boarding is at 5:55. So it gives me plenty of time to, park my car, put on my shoes, walk over, get myself boarded, check into the flight, sit down. And then the flight usually takes about half an hour to 40 minutes. And I'm in the office no later than 7:45.
Racheal used to rent a home in KL and commute just once a week, driving home to Penang only on the weekends. But she decided to make the change for her children.
I have 2 kids. Both are growing. My oldest is 12 and my daughter is 11. With them growing, I feel that the need for the mother to be around more often, and with this arrangement, I'm able to go home every day. I'm able to see them at nights, help out with any last minute homework. Kids, everything, there's something or other last minute.
Her ride to work is made possible by her employer, Malaysian low-cost carrier Air Asia. But Racheal pays for her own flights. These cost her 50 ringgit or $11 for a return flight every day with her airline staff discount. But that is offset by some expenses she no longer needs to pay, and she can even save a little more.
When I was renting in KL, I was paying on average between 1,400 to 1,500 on average. And with me being at home, I'm only paying my mortgage, which is plus minus 1,000. When you speak about food, if I were to stay in KL, I would probably spend around 500 to 600 on a monthly basis. So when I'm here, I only spend my lunch here, which would be on average 300. So that's half of what I'm spending in KL itself.
Racheal became a super commuter in early 2024. Over 200 flights later, she's got her own routine for her journey.
My flight timing is usually my me time. So I usually spend it, the first 10-15 minutes will be on a little bit of a prayer, a little bit of self-reflection, and then the rest of the journey, I listen to music while admiring the nature outside.
Then it's time to land and head to the office. That's just a 5 to 7 minute walk after she gets off the flight. And it turns out, in terms of time, she doesn't need all that much more with her new commute.
The office itself is actually not exactly in the heart of KL. So you actually would have to travel quite a bit, which would require you to actually get stuck in traffic. On average, if you were to travel from any part of KL to Sepang on a normal morning, would at least take you an hour 15 to an hour and a half to reach office from any destination on average. So it kind of comes back to square one with me commuting by air from home.
For Racheal, this arrangement works better than working remotely, as she did during the pandemic.
Being surrounded by people, you get the task done more. It's easier to get the task done. When you're able to communicate with people face to face. The company was very open. They kind of allowed this arrangement, allowing me to have a work-life balance. So when I'm here, I'm able to focus 100% on my work, and then when I'm home, I can actually focus 100% with my family.
There are at least 2 others who commute daily via air in the company. Air Asia says it's proud to support such staff, but Racheal's commute does trigger disbelief.
So when people find out that I commute by air on a daily basis, I have had people who reacted by saying, "Wow, oh my God," to "Are you crazy?" But then again, it's an idea that people are yet to digest.
After a full day of work, it's now time to pack up for flight number 2 of the day. Racheal is usually back in Penang by 7:30 p.m., although that can get trickier at certain times of the year.
During peak periods or festive seasons when we actually on standby, and because of course commercial guests get priority, which is totally understandable. So those are the times that get a little challenging. You know, you get a little anxious as to whether you'll be on that flight. But at the end of the day, I do go home, so it's not a problem.
Racheal acknowledges that her commute is long and tiring, but says it's well worth the sacrifice. It's something she intends to continue doing for the foreseeable future.
It is exhausting to wake up every day at 4 a.m. The moment I reach home, I get to see my kids. All that exhaustion, it's just gone. It's just wonderful.